In this video, we will end the debate on who is wrong and who's right when it comes to cursed energy and the next stage of humanity. I want you guys to be open-minded and unbiased throughout this video so we can actually learn from both sides without placing labels on them, and finally come to the conclusion on whose dream is the most beneficial to humanity and Japan. Let's start with Yuki. We learn from the manga that Yuki wants to break away from cursed energy. Basically, she wants to remove CE from existence. Little does she know that this is nearly impossible to do. We know that all humans generate CE. CE comes from negative emotions, and humans will always have negative emotions. It's part of life, so that means curses will always be born. Destroying CE would mean having to kill humans forever, since curses come from humans. Killing humans would only make you a criminal, just like Sukuna. This is the trap that Geto fell into. He believed that killing humans would change the world, but in reality, it just makes you a criminal and doesn't change anything, because humans will always be born. As long as humans feel negative emotions, curses will keep popping up. The stronger the emotions, the stronger the curses, with fear being the most intense. That's why Mahito, born from fear, was insanely powerful and could mess with someone's soul. Other negative emotions like doubt and hate are also tied to fear. So, as long as humans feel negative emotions, cursed energy isn't going anywhere. It's born from those feelings. Basically, Yuki would have to wipe out humanity to stop curses from being born. But Yuki's dream isn't totally stupid or impossible, which is why I call it nearly impossible, not completely unachievable. The reason it's not 100% impossible is that humans can break away from CE if they force themselves to feel positive emotions. Yes, force, because it takes effort to stay positive, just like Yuji. Yuji only feels love and has zero fear. He's fearless, and that's why Mahito is scared of him. This is why our MC has zero cursed energy. He might get sad sometimes, but he doesn't stay that way for long. Long-term negativity leads to curses. When Yuji gets angry, he doesn't dwell on it. He takes action and doesn't stay negative. His optimism and positive outlook stop cursed energy from being created, therefore preventing the birth of a curse. Even though Yuki's dream seems nearly impossible, one way to make it real is by training people to feel more positive emotions. Love, faith, gratitude, peace, joy, happiness, you name it. These emotions can eliminate curses because curses can't thrive on positivity. They need negativity. If everyone acts like Yuji and stays positive, they'll have zero CE. Let's not forget that Yuji's lack of CE is thanks to his positive nature, influenced by his father Jin. Kenjaku intentionally had a child with Jin, knowing that Jin is a loving father. Jin made sure to instill positivity and love in Yuji, which is why Yuji has so much love for everyone, even his enemies. It might seem foolish, but Yuji couldn't bring himself to kill Mahito, even when he said he would. This is because Yuji isn't cold and heartless like Sukuna and Gojo. Sukuna and Gojo can easily kill their enemies quickly, but for Yuji it takes time, and often he doesn't do it because he despises killing, even if the person is evil. That's why he's the best MC and also the most powerful. Imagine if Yuji felt no love. He would go all out and kill everyone that comes in his way, but thanks to being brought up with love, he kind of holds back in going all out like Gojo and Sukuna. That's also why Sukuna hates Yuji. Sukuna sees love as weakness, whereas in reality, love is more powerful than hate. Those who love are generally more powerful, as they hold back in killing somebody, meaning they never really use their full potential. We can say that Sukuna hates people, whereas Yuji loves them. Love and hate can't mix. It's like water and oil. So, Yuki's dream has some chance of becoming real, but it's kinda unrealistic because no one can feel positive emotions 24/7 unless they're Yuji. Normal people need to train themselves to stay positive, and that takes time and effort. Yuji was raised with love from a young age, so it makes sense why it comes naturally to him. It's not a bad dream overall, just unrealistic, because it's rare to find someone who can fully control their emotions and always feel positive. It takes a lot of self-control and discipline, qualities that are rarely found in most people. That's why Kenjaku, being a scientist, was against Yuki's dream. He knew it was unrealistic and would require a significant amount of time and effort to make it a reality. On the flip side, Kenjaku's dream is the complete opposite of Yuki's. He has no intention of breaking away from CE. Instead, he aims to increase or perhaps optimize cursed energy by merging Tengen and humanity together. When Yuki heard this, she was completely against his dream, and a lot of people disagree with him, as optimizing CE will lead to an insane amount of chaos in the world. But here's the kicker: if you're in the know, you'll see that Kenjaku is low-key a genius. He's a scientist, and like all good scientists, he's got a solid grasp on the laws of nature. Kenjaku gets that the only way to bring about order is by stirring up chaos. Let me break it down for you. We're clear on Kenjaku's main objective: merging Tengen with humanity. The goal? Strip Tengen of his immortality and destroy him. See, Tengen's got this immortal thing going on, but once he's merged with humanity, that immortality fades, and he becomes mortal. But here's the kicker. He also morphs into a cursed spirit, and like every cursed spirit, he's destined to be taken out through exorcism. And guess who's itching to get rid of him? Sukuna. The thing is, Tengen has got barriers, and these barriers optimize CE. Killing the Tengen cursed spirit will lead to the Tengen barrier disappearing. It seems like nothing big, but if you've been keeping up with the manga, you'll know that this barrier is crucial for optimizing CE and amping it up. So it makes sense why Japan is the place to be for Jujutsu sorcerers, because that's where all the CE is at, thanks to Tengen's barrier. So if Tengen's barrier is juicing up CE, it totally makes sense that when it vanishes, there will be a major dip in CE. It's like a downgrade, which weakens both curses and sorcerers. All sorcerers use CE, and a downgrade in CE means they won't be able to use any techniques. Their bloodline will die down, and at the same time, the number of cursed spirits will reduce. Even if emotions keep leaking from humans, they cannot be sedimented into a cursed spirit because no Tengen barrier is available to amplify, or you can say strengthen the cursed energy. Not only sorcerers, but curses will be weakened. This is Kenjaku's game plan. He's all about stirring up chaos, and this chaos comes into play once Tengen merges with humans. Removing Tengen, the root of the problem, then brings about order in the world. So, essentially, Kenjaku operates in a kind of backward style. Even Tengen notices this trait in him. He's unconventional in his approach, making him quite tricky to figure out. Being a scientist, understanding him requires some background knowledge in science to grasp where he's coming from. So, technically, from everything we've gathered, it seems like Kenjaku was indirectly trying to save Japan. Why? Well, we're not entirely sure, but it's possible he'd had enough of the constant war between curses and humans. Perhaps he envisioned a world where both could coexist without any issues. He wasn't necessarily aiming for peace, but rather order in the world. His approach was to remove the cause of the problem rather than just treating the symptoms. While sorcerers were busy treating the symptoms, Kenjaku aimed to tackle the root cause, Tengen. That's why Kenjaku warned everyone not to trust Tengen. He believed Tengen was hiding something that made him the cause of the problem in Japan. The only way to get rid of the problem was to eliminate it from existence, and that meant Tengen had to go. With Tengen out of the picture, curses would weaken, and so would sorcerers. This would prevent curses from having the power to harm humans. Tengen's barriers would vanish, making Japan similar to the rest of the world. It starts to make sense why we rarely see crazy curses or exceptionally strong sorcerers in other countries. They simply don't exist there. Other countries don't face the same issues with curses because they lack barriers to boost CE levels, therefore keeping curses weak. It's pretty mind-blowing when you really stop to think about it. Kenjaku may be painted as the villain, but his end goal could actually benefit all of Japan. Sure, Kenjaku has committed plenty of evil acts, but he sees them as necessary steps toward benefiting everyone. He's the type to do some bad things on a small scale if it means a greater benefit for humanity as a whole. He had to play the part of the villain to get curses like Mahito on board, and even to get Sukuna to align with him. Imagine if he had spilled his plan to Sukuna. It's likely Sukuna would have been out the door in a heartbeat. We still don't really know what Kenjaku's true intentions are or why he wanted to bring order to the world. One thing's for sure, he might not be as bad as we thought. The fact that he created Yuji as a solution to the chaos shows that Kenjaku doesn't hate humanity. Yuji became the answer to the Tengen merger issue, which is why Kenjaku equipped him with a slew of powerful techniques, including Claws of Calamity, blood manipulation, and other yet-to-be-revealed abilities. The fact that Kenjaku designated Yuji as the solution to the problem indicates that he wasn't driven by evil intentions. However, his act of killing the six-eyes babies was undeniably wrong and one of the darkest deeds he's committed. Yet, it was a necessary evil for him to reach Tengen. With the six eyes in the picture, accessing Tengen would have been an insurmountable task. The six eyes and Tengen are inexorably linked by fate. Where one exists, the other must follow. That is why sealing Gojo was the most important task for Kenjaku. Now that Gojo is dead, the Tengen merger can begin, paving the way for a new world. Kenjaku's aim is to create a new world where powerful curses and sorcerers no longer exist. In the old world, Tengen coexists with strong sorcerers and curses. However, in the new world, there will be no strong sorcerers or curses due to the decrease in CE levels. Let's wrap up this video by delving into who's on the right track when it comes to saving the world. It's clear that Kenjaku's dream leans more towards the realistic side, whereas Yuki's appears to be a little unrealistic. Kenjaku aims to optimize CE through creating chaos, and through chaos he creates order as they come hand in hand. This will allow curses and sorcerers to exist, but in a weakened state, which means we wouldn't see powerful curses like Mahito anymore. He understands understands that humans can't always feel love or positive emotions and has chosen a pragmatic approach to eliminate the source of strong curses and sorcerers, benefiting both worlds. On the other hand, Yuki is focused on removing curses entirely. Her main intention is to destroy curses, a goal that is somewhat one-sided, unlike Kenjaku, who thinks for the whole. The thing is, it's easy to say Yuki is wrong and Kenjaku is right, but if you are someone open-minded, you will realize that they both are right. Kenjaku and Yuki are right in their own ways. Kenjaku's vision is to benefit the entire world, and it can be argued that his dream is the most beneficial and realistic. Yuki's dream, while not wrong, is a bit unrealistic, as no human can feel love and positive emotions 24/7, 365 days a year. Humans naturally experience a range of emotions, including negative ones, which can lead to the creation of curses. However, if humans were trained to control their negative emotions through mindfulness, meditation, or journaling, they could potentially prevent curses from forming and quickly return to a positive state. This approach highlights that neither Kenjaku nor Yuki is entirely wrong. Yuki didn't fully consider the concept of positive emotions. If she had, she might have influenced the ghetto to focus on promoting love rather than allowing him to do his killing business, which led to him dying in the hands of Gojo. We can say they are both right and none of them are wrong. Both dreams are possible, but we give it to Kenjaku for this one, as his dream benefits both kingdoms and is much more realistic for people who cannot feel love or positive emotions on a daily basis. Curses will still be around, however weaker than usual, allowing both humans and curses to coexist.